Most people think grit is something you either have or don't, like it's hardwired into your personality. Here's the truth, it's not. I'm Sophie Mays, neuroplastician and founder of gritsense.co. Today, I want to talk about grit because everything you've been told about it is missing the most important piece. Grit is not a character trait, it's a trainable neurological response. And if chronic stress has been quietly eroding yours, that is not a personal failure, it's neuroscience. In the next few minutes, we'll break down what grit actually looks like in the brain, why pushing through can quietly erode it, and 2 neuroplasticity-based tools you can start using today to rebuild real, regulated grit without burning you out. But first, is resilience the same as grit? It's important to note the difference. Resilience is our ability to recover and return to ourselves after stress, while grit is our ability to keep going towards something that matters. Here's the neuroscience. Grit isn't stored in your personality. It lives in the relationship between 2 parts of your brain, the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala. Your prefrontal cortex is your goalkeeper. It holds your long-term vision, makes considered decisions, and keeps you moving toward what matters. Your amygdala is your threat detector. It's scanning constantly for danger and is ready to override everything else the moment it senses risk. True grit is the kind that lets you stay committed under pressure. Recover from setbacks and keep going without burning out requires your prefrontal cortex to stay online even when your amygdala is firing. That ability? It's built through neuroplasticity. Through repeated, regulated effort, it is a skill your brain can develop. It is not a fixed trait you were born with or without. But before we continue, if you find this helpful, a like and subscribe would mean the world. It's the best way to help us reach more people with these tools. Here's what no one talks about. When your nervous system is chronically dysregulated, or when you're running on cortisol, poor sleep, and constant low-grade stress, your amygdala is in near-permanent high alert. And in that state, your prefrontal cortex goes offline. It literally has less blood flow, less activation, less access. So when you white-knuckle your way through difficulties in that state, or when you push through on empty, you are not building grit, you are depleting it. People who seem to have endless resilience aren't pushing harder than you. They have regulated nervous systems. Their prefrontal cortex stays online under pressure. That is the real difference, and that is buildable. Because resilience gives your brain access to grit, and when you build strong grit from a regulated state, it eventually strengthens the very circuits that make you more resilient. So the first tool is a mindset shift backed by hard neuroscience, regulation before effort. You cannot build genuine grit from a dysregulated nervous system. Trying to is like trying to build muscle through injury. Here's the practice. Before any high-pressure moment, a hard conversation, a big task, or a day that feels like too much, take 60 seconds to regulate first. Use the 4-7-8 breath. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Do 2 rounds. This activates your vagus nerve, brings your prefrontal cortex back online, and shifts you from reactive to responsive. That 60 seconds sets the tone. It is the foundation your grit can be built on. The second tool is how you grow new grit through neuroplasticity, the small win stack. Your brain builds grit the same way it builds any neural pathway, through repeated activation. Every time you follow through on a small, meaningful commitment and acknowledge it, you strengthen the connection between effort and reward. Your prefrontal cortex learns, I can do hard things and I come through for myself. And the more consistently you do this and acknowledge it, the more you build true grit. And over time, that strengthened circuitry also expands your resilience. So which of these 2 tools are you starting with? The regulate before you push breath or the small win stack? Drop it in the comment section. I read every single one of your comments, and your words could help someone else too. This video is the first in our Grit and Resilience series. The next video goes deeper into how to expand your window of tolerance so you can hold more without the overwhelm. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.